Did you know you were learning disabled?
Yeah, but obviously I wasn't the brightest, so not that aware. I mean, like, I knew socially I was pretty good with everyone else. Socially, I was in school and I was at the regular school, but I couldn't read or write. I mean, I just couldn't.
How old?
Maybe 11, when I could write with any level of
Acuity.
But I mean, even then, it was like very embarrassed by my handwriting. Couldn't really read out in class. Could read words kind of phonetically.
Explain dyslexia to people.
Well, I suppose it's that thing where I don't even recognize what it's meant to be like. Like, I think normally people write and they just go, I'm going to write down this thing and just think it and write it. I have to think about every single letter as I write it. Every letter of the word has to go down so it just takes a lot longer. So my reading speed is slower than my thinking speed. So like, I'm on Audible at ×3 the speed because that's the speed I think at. Mm-hmm. So I like that. I
always think it's disrespectful to the author.
Everyone sounds like Mickey Mouse to me. Everyone sounds like one of the chipmunks.
Yeah.
Like the greatest authors in the world sound like chipmunks to me because they're reading so fast. So I listen to everything at very sort of high speed. But the
I would like to show you pictures of chipmunks and ask you what author
they represent. But so it can't really write that well now. I mean, like, spell check is kind of everything to me.
Okay, so dyslexia.
I get the thing with spell check where I don't even know what you're shooting for. Like spell check just goes like the one it comes up with the word. Give us a clue. Use it in a sentence. Give me more.
You were just like,
I don't know what it starts with.
Like if the words they suggest, you're like, I don't know what that word is.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
A little bit. Like sometimes it will be just I've got absolute sort of blindness on it. I can't see what the word.
Because what happens is the middle of the word tricky or the front and back?
No, it's the whole thing. It's like I wouldn't know where to begin. And there's certain things I've just got blindness with. The names Susan and Suzanne are the same to me. I cannot see how there's a difference. There's a weird.
I'm kind of in this. I think most people are in the same boat.
But a weird like.
How could I tell the difference? That kind of thing.
Like, just don't know. And then but weirdly then, so couldn't read in class, couldn't write, was kind of a dummy and had to go to special ed. And then it became a massive source of, well, you were drawn towards that. To go, well, I'll do that. I'll join the debate club. I'll show them. And I don't know who I was proving that to, myself, presumably. But now what do I do for a living? Well, I do a couple of TV shows where I'm reading autocue, which is literally the nightmare scenario, standing up in front of people reading things.
New Year's Eve can be a tough time for old people living alone. So what I like to do every year is not think about them because it's depressing.
Do you memorize before?
Well, no.
Does someone say it to you?
No, but I have it like, it's written in a really odd style. I got this great tip early on in my career from Anne Robinson, the lady that used to do The Weakest Link.
Oh, yeah.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I met her backstage and she went, oh, yeah, okay, had trouble with the autocue? What you want to do is this. And you write it as it's, because spoken English is very different from written English.
Yeah.
So you put like thousands of commas in everything. So when I write jokes now, thousands of commas, where the pauses are, where the gaps are, like everything really as you would say it.
That's fascinating.
The phraseology, yeah.
And,
but like properly, like I realize.
But so do you only do audiobooks?
Pretty much now, yeah.
Because I can't think of a better read person than you. Like but you're not reading, you're listening.
Yeah, just listening to stuff constantly. Yeah, I'll do 3 or 4 a week. I mean, I love it. Podcasts and audiobooks, and I kind of think that thing of like, I've said it already, but that education being something that like people seem to. It's such a dumb system that we go and then it stops. Oh, I got out of college when I was 25. Never read another book.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, didn't have to.
Yeah,
I'm not obligated to do it, so I'm not going to do it. It's like there's a lot of good shit in books.
Yeah,
or audio,
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but it does feel like cheating to me. But everything feels a bit like cheating. Like the way that I got through my exams. Obviously, I had to do very well in my exams to get to the university I wanted to go to. So you can't really write that well, but you have to get A-grade essays. And how is that done? And really, that was the first kind of thing of pattern recognition in my life. I remember my friend Pete Maxman, he's a wonderful guy and so bright. And he was the best at history. And my history teacher, crazy old dude, great, went, just read his essays. Do that. And so it was like, okay, so you'd read his essay and see how he'd structured it. Okay, all right, well, I can't steal the essay, but I can steal the structure for other topic.
So back then you couldn't steal? Go ahead.
For that topic, you could go, okay, well, for the new thing, you can get that structure and you learn what it looked like. And I think the same thing in jokes. I think when you start in comedy, you're looking at your favorite jokes and I was kind of looking at, why is that so funny to me?
Yeah.
When I was looking at, I don't know, Emo Phillips or Wanda Sykes or Stephen Wright, and either kind of joke to joke and going, well, why is that? Why is that so funny to me? Why is that line? Did they start with that and then reverse engineer and almost like crossword puzzles, like which I always found baffling, trying to reverse them and then getting very into it, like seeing the world in those. And spending
as
all my
crossword
time.
puzzles or joke
As
form?
crossword puzzles. I think that's maybe the closest thing to it. It almost feels like with a great joke, it feels like, oh, the joke was already there. It was there and you cut away everything that wasn't a horse from the marble. That old quote, kind of, it was in there somewhere. You could get to it.
So you're very studied and not, it reminds me of the thing you were saying about therapy, which is, there are different kinds of therapy. There are different ways to learn. Some people learn from hearing someone tell them about it.
Yeah.
Other people have to read it. There's a thing called there's photographic memory. There's also phonographic memory.
I think I may have phonographic memory. I can remember, like, if I listen to this podcast, pretty much name an episode, I tell you where I was when I heard it.
Yes.
Like that thing of, like, I could tell you which airport I was in, what I was doing when I heard that bit that I liked.
And I would argue that we're very good at quoting jokes flawlessly.
Yes.
Because you hear a joke and you go, okay, I can, and then that's how.
Yes, the rhythm of that, the pacing of it, you would be harder to get it wrong.
I had to look up phonographic memory because I was like, I'm good at remembering and I was like, oh, I can. Yeah. Now I get it. Like if I could listen to an audio thing, but that's
and then
not.
I think other people have it like in a different way as well, because the singers I know that have like the lyrics it's just in there somewhere.
Yeah. And do you take any pride in that, or is it just like survival?
What
I was learning disabled, and
sorry,
then I got an Oxford.
Did I mention that you said it right? You're one of the most well-read people I know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now that I'll remember because I'm so embarrassed at my lack of intelligence that I spend my life overcompensating or compensating for it. So I read a lot and I study a lot, and I think I got my work ethic from being a dummy. So you go, well, I feel like I didn't deserve to be at that university. I feel like that place should have gone to someone else, and I better make this work. I better do my best here. I better. And
you weren't any sort of charity case. It wasn't like this guy is not.
They don't read.
They charge.
Cambridge in the 90s did not do that. You had to be pretty good, and it was it was a great course. It was really interesting.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, are you happy? Do you take pride in the fact that it was over? I don't know, age 11 to 17, you really dug deep and figured it out?
Yeah, I think I had a massive advantage in that when I was 16, I changed schools. And I don't think you ever get to beat your environment. So I think the hugely important thing for me was going, okay, I was 16, doing well at school, had my friends at that school who I loved, but they were just funny and were just fucking around and drinking and getting into trouble. And we scraped through our exams and we're going to stay on to do the next bit, the last 2 years of school. And I left. I went to another school. And it was my mother went, oh, there's this other school one of your friends goes to that we know from the village. And it's a bus ride and a train ride. And it's miles away. Do you want to go? Yeah.
Why did you want to go?
Because I kind of had a sense of not wanting to be, I knew what track I was going down.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't like where it was going. I went, oh, okay, I'll go a different way. So I remember arriving there the first day. And there was one other new kid, this kid Giles. And we went, oh, I want to go to Cambridge. And we both went, yeah, okay. And no one laughed. No one kind of went, what are you talking about? And it really felt like, oh, okay, well, maybe we're those kind of guys. And there was a couple of great teachers. There was this guy called Mr. Clay and Mr. Farr who like and they were just fantastic. They just kind of believed in us. And it was that thing of like the real cliche of going, well, that turned on a sixpence because then you were sort of down that road and you had more, you have to give the world irrefutable evidence you are who you say you are. And it was that thing of like, okay, well, if I work hard at this, it pays off later.
And does that inform everything? Everything in your life for the next 40 years? I think so,
yeah. I think it's the thing I've only kind of realized recently about, that's the whole of religion is that. The whole of religion is prioritized later. God is an analogy for the future. Work hard now, there's a great afterlife. Now, I don't believe in an afterlife, but I do believe in a next life. And if you work hard now... Oh,
a next living life.
A next life. Like, there's a life that you've had, like, you don't recognize yourself from 15 years ago. You're a different person now because you put that work in and it's, so the gifts you give yourself in the future, the idea that if you go and work out, you get a great body when you're 60. If you save the money now, you'll be a rich man later.
Delayed gratification is what
the
God
marshmallow test is what
is.
we're obsessed with.
Yeah.
That whole thing is like, prioritize later is every self-help book you've ever read, every religion you've ever heard about. It's always do the work now and it'll pay off later.
You know, it's interesting. I don't think I mentioned the marshmallow test on here. The marshmallow test being they put a 5-year-old in a room by themselves and they say, an adult says, I'm going to put a marshmallow on the table and I'm going to go away for 5 minutes. If I come back and you haven't eaten the marshmallow, I'll give you a second marshmallow. And
biggest single predictor of success in life.
Yes, is that not everyone's taken it, but in the times they've done it, longitudinally, the kids who didn't eat the marshmallow in the 5-minute window have better life outcomes, which is just like, well, then there it is. It's just, can you delay gratification? Then can you save money? Can you do hard work? Can you with very little reward? It's stand up. You suck and you get no money, and then you just stick what you can take it.
The downside is you get into a kind of a philosophical thing. Not the downside, but the interesting thing, I think, is it's not the pursuit of happiness. It's the happiness of pursuit. Having stuff isn't fun. Getting stuff is fun. That's kind of life. That's a great life lesson, I think. They're going, you think you'll be happy when you won't. You'll just need a new challenge. I think we work very well with purpose. So it's that thing. I was slightly lost in my, post-college, early 20s, mid 20s, like trying to find what I wanted to do pre-comedy. It was like quite a lost period of like, I don't know.
Your mom died at 26?
Yeah, about 25, 26, yeah.
Yeah. And then you felt like
comedy,
it was like a period on the sentence of a life. And you were like, okay, or in your case, a comma. And you're like, okay, now there's no observers. This is how I feel when I'm in Asia, which is I like going to Asia because no one's looking. No one, it feels like you're hiding from America.
They're all looking at you.
Well, they're all looking. Yeah. But no one's,
there's a sex tourist. That's all they're all thinking.
I did a joke. Whenever I'm there, I was like, yeah, I'm a sex tourist pretty much everywhere I go. If I go to Whole Foods, I'm like, I'm still a sex tourist. I don't have to go to Asia.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the idea of a duo or a start
and that
over.
thing of like, we are who we are when nobody's watching. That lovely thing of going, well, if you're on your own, who are you really? And finding someone you can be yourself with, like properly yourself, is very unusual.
I'm also
in life.
very highly sensitive to perceived judgment. Like what happened when the studio wasn't available, we got here or whatever. The times were fucked up. We went and got coffee. We were in my car. We're in my house, and I'm not doing like exactly like flinching, but I just assume the judgment is in your head. It's like, what kind of house is this? What kind of car is this? But and so even you're not judging. I just assume you're judging.
Yes, but it's that. What's the quote? It's in our 20s we think we worry about everyone thinking about us. In our 30s we think I don't care what everyone thinks about us. In our 40s we realize they weren't thinking about us the whole time. Everyone is just doing their best.
Yeah, we are in a windshield flying past each other.
But then it's a something's got to motivate you, right? Something's got to be the thing with you, it's the perceived slight is the thing. And with me, it's like, okay, well, I thought I was a dummy, so I'm gonna have to work hard and do this. And then maybe a little bit of insecurity is why I'm a joke-to-joke comic. That really appeals to me of going, I've just got to get to the next laugh quick.
Hey, did you like that? Did you like that? Yeah, did you like it though? You want more? Don't want to work? Would rather watch videos of me grab-assing with people? First of all, go up here to subscribe, and then go up here to watch more clips. This is like when the weatherman says that there's a high-pressure system coming in. I'm not really used to the green